This may very well be our last mission. Let's make it count.
Suffering.
Imagine this. You're sitting in the dark, the world outside quiet. But your heart is pounding because you know you're about to escape into something far bigger than reality. Welcome back to Cinema Souls, where we don't just watch TV, we uncover the spirit behind the story. Tonight, we're not just listing movies, we're stepping into them. Because every one of these films holds a world of war, betrayal, survival, and courage, waiting for you to live it. But here's where it gets shocking. All of them are right at your fingertips, streaming right now on Netflix, Amazon Prime, and Apple TV. Welcome to our countdown of the top 8 must-watch action, historical, fantasy, and science fiction movies you cannot afford to miss. Trust me, you'll want to stick around until the very end. Because number 1 will leave you absolutely breathless. Number 8, Roadhouse, 2024. Picture this, a man who has fought in cages, bruised and broken, searching for peace. That man is Elwood Dalton, an ex-UFC fighter. He thinks life is finally offering him a fresh start when he takes a job as a bouncer at a Florida Keys roadhouse. But then, the darkness creeps in. Ben Brandt, a ruthless force, wants to tear down everything Dalton is protecting. Suddenly, fists fly, bones crack, and the roadhouse becomes a war zone. The fight choreography, absolutely brutal. The music, relentless, pumping adrenaline into every second. And though the story may be simple, Jake Gyllenhaal's performance elevates it into a raw, emotional ride. This isn't just a movie about fighting, it's about survival when the odds are stacked against you. And for anyone who loves gritty, high-octane thrillers, Roadhouse is a knockout punch you can't ignore. Number 7, Other Life, 2017. Ren Amari creates a technology called Other Life, a way to live years of experience inside your own mind, in just a few minutes. Think about that. A lifetime of joy, adventure, or even punishment, all compressed into seconds. But here's where the story takes a shocking twist. The government wants to weaponize it. Criminals could be sentenced to years, entire decades, inside their minds, while only minutes pass in real life. For Ren, it becomes a battle not just for her invention, but for her soul. Haunted by her past, surrounded by manipulation, she must decide whether her creation is a miracle or a curse. The pacing stumbles at times, but the questions it asks, they'll rattle around in your brain long after it's over. What is reality? Who controls it? And what would you do if your own memories were no longer your own? Number 6, Cabrini, 2024. New York City, 1889. The streets reek of disease, crime, and despair. Immigrants searching for hope are swallowed by poverty. But in this darkness rises one woman, Francesca Cabrini. Her courage, unshakable. Her mission, impossible. She builds orphanages. She wages war against injustice. She refuses to let her people die forgotten in the slums. And here's the part that makes it unforgettable. This isn't fiction. It's the true story of a woman who became America's very first saint. With breathtaking pacing and a story that grips your soul, Cabrini is more than a movie. It's a testament to faith, sacrifice, and the unstoppable power of one determined heart. Watch it, and you'll leave not just entertained, but inspired. Number 5, The Hunt, 2020. Now, imagine this. You wake up in an open field. You don't know how you got there. And before you can breathe, bullets start flying. Why? Because the elite have decided to hunt you for sport. Every year, ordinary people are kidnapped and thrown into this nightmare. But this year, they chose wrong. Meet Crystal. She isn't prey, she's a predator. Every twist in this story flips the game, and soon the hunters become the hunted. The violence is brutal, the satire razor-sharp. And Betty Gilpin's performance as Crystal? A revelation. The Hunt doesn't just make your pulse race, it makes you question society itself. Who holds the power? Who decides who lives and who dies? And just when you think you have the answers, the story twists again. Number 4. The Return, 2024. For 20 years, a king has been gone. The Trojan War claimed his youth, his strength, his freedom. But Odysseus is finally coming home. What he finds waiting for him? A nightmare. His wife Penelope, imprisoned. Suitors filling his halls, demanding to be king. His son, threatened with death. And here's where it gets epic. Odysseus doesn't just reclaim his throne. He unleashes fury, wisdom, and a warrior's fire that makes this tale one of the greatest comebacks in history. With Ralph Fiennes and Juliette Binoche commanding the screen, The Return takes an ancient legend and breathes it into blazing life. It isn't just about war. It's about love, justice, and the fight for everything you thought was lost. Number 3. The Union, 2024. Sometimes, danger doesn't come with a warning. Sometimes, it comes with a smile from the one you once loved. Mike, a simple construction worker, is living an ordinary life, until Roxanne, his childhood crush, suddenly reappears. But she isn't here for nostalgia. She's a government agent. And before Mike can blink, he's pulled into an espionage nightmare stretching from New Jersey to London. Now, here's the catch. Mike isn't a spy. He isn't a fighter. He's just a man caught in the wrong place at the wrong time. And yet, somehow, he becomes the only chance to save lives. The story itself may be cliché at times, but Halle Berry's electric presence turns the Union into a ride worth taking. Because sometimes, even nobodies can change the world. Number 2. Outlaw King, 2018. Scotland, 1304. A nation crushed beneath England's boot. But one man refuses to bow, Robert the Bruce. Declared an outlaw, stripped of his title, hunted like an animal. And yet, he fights back. What happens next will leave you speechless. Through betrayal, bloodshed, and fire, Robert rallies rebels, wages war against impossible odds, and claws his way from outlaw to king. This film is a storm, raw, brutal, unrelenting. If you crave the scale of Game of Thrones but rooted in real history, Outlaw King delivers it all. Betrayal, courage, tragedy, and the relentless hunger for freedom. Number 1. Shadow Strays, 2024. Codename 13. She's just 17, but already an assassin carved from shadows. Trained to kill, conditioned to obey. Until one day, she makes an unthinkable choice. She spares a child. And here's where the story becomes devastating. That single act brands her a traitor. Suddenly, the very people who trained her now hunt her. Betrayal burns at every corner. Blood paints every street. And every fight pushes her further into a world where survival means destroying everything she once knew. The fights are ferocious. The set pieces are breathtaking. And though it sometimes runs long, the emotional weight of Shadow Strays turns it into more than just an action film. It's a battle for humanity itself. And there you have it. 8 films. 8 journeys into courage, violence, betrayal, and redemption. These aren't just movies, they're experiences. Stories that don't just entertain, but demand to be felt. So grab that popcorn, hit play on one of these masterpieces, and let yourself be swept away. And remember, subscribe, because the next story we bring you might just change the way you see the world. At CinemaSouls, we don't just watch movies, we listen for the heartbeat inside them. Until next time, stay soulful, stay cinematic.